What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. So today we're doing a special video. A lot of you guys have been asking me what node setup do I have, and honestly, if you watch my video from like 3 years ago, it's kind of the same, just some changes, of course. So that's why I wanted to do an updated video on this one. But yeah, little update from yesterday. We did finish the Valencia 2 quest line. But man, I was watching through it as I was editing it yesterday, and I was like, it's so boring to watch. I didn't understand why it was so bad. But luckily, it's only the Valencia 2 quest line. Nothing wild even really happened. So yeah, there's that. I don't know if it's going up. I'm just like thinking, it's like, does anyone care? The answer is probably no. So we'll see. Anyway. What we're going to be doing is showing you my node setup. I don't really know how or where to start with this. So I guess we're going to start with like the way you would play the game if you are a new player. You would go from like the Olvia to the Western Dark Camp, and then we'll go to the Velia nodes, then Heidel, Calpheon, Altinova, Valencia, then all the later zones that came out. So, okay, so in the... hold up. Yo, what in the world? Pet is pinging like an enemy or something. Let me just turn that off. Is that... Okay. Anyway. Let's start off with the nodes around the Balenos area first. Just because none of this really changed. So, in the Olvia area, what we have is Costa Farm. We have the grapes, because sometimes you use that for cooking. And honestly, I haven't cooked in a while, so they're probably just piling up. Yeah, like 60,000. Yeah, sometimes I just use them for cooking. And then over here, the Coastal Cliff is iron. Yeah, just iron nodes. To be honest, I don't really even need iron nodes, because in the previous video, we actually calculated how much iron ore we had over just like the years I've been playing this game, and the answer was like close to 1 million. And there's like zero shot in processing all of that, because I'm lazy, and processing is kind of like low money in this game now. So yeah, there's that. What else do we have down here? These are all just nodes connected. Forest of Seclusion. Okay, so to give you an idea of how I do nodes is usually I look at the market every now and then, and I'm like, okay, so what raw material just sells for a lot that I could dump on the market just one day? And usually, well, at least the last time I checked, timbers and raw ores are kind of high. And then sometimes I have nodes just on like, hey, what do I need at this moment for when I'm like mass cooking or doing alchemy to power level, some sort of stuff. So that's kind of how my nodes work. I have a lot of timber and ore nodes. And yeah, that's basically it. So this one is a maple timber. In terms of timber, you kind of have to be careful, though, because some are worth a lot more than the others, and you kind of figure that out just by looking at the market. So here we have potatoes and chicken meat. I don't really think I need potatoes, to be honest. Chicken meat is good because everyone feeds their workers, and every now and then I do quite a bit of cooking and just power leveling. So we have more chicken meat over here. You need it for grilled bird meat, which I actually kind of have a lot of. I figured, hey, let's just cook a lot one day, and this will last us the next 3 years. Ultimately, it's not really a big deal. I go through maybe like 1,000 chicken meat like a week. Or actually not a week. No, we go through more, like maybe 2,000 a week. So yeah, there's that. Then here we have more timbers. And yeah, just basically the Balenos is just timbers and various fruits. So before I used to have, there was another fruit node somewhere, or like crates. I used to do trade crates, but trash crates level, but then I stopped that because a while ago, Master 2 trading used to be like the break point for where you start making money. Nowadays, trading is kind of garbage. It's basically like Perlibus forgot the life skill existed. And so if you are doing anything life skilling with your time, you're better off literally doing any other life skill than trading. So there's that. The ranch, we have fleece. Not really sure why I have that. I think at one point fleece was actually kind of expensive, so, and then now it's not. So I just have the node running. Over here, we have more iron ore. Here, this is a pretty important one. Cooking honey is something a lot of people will need. So you want to make sure to get the node in Alejandro farm and try to get the cooking honey one. That is a pretty high priority. This one. So the way you get excavation nodes is not only do you have to get the node, I think the node manager for X amount of energy, maybe like 50 energy or something, they'll open up an excavation node as well. So it's not there by default. You have to manually go find it. And then the reason why you would have this is mostly because of the traces. And Trace of Savagery used to be good back in the day. Nowadays, it's fallen off. So I don't know why I still have that. I really need to like change my nodes, but then again, nodes are less important nowadays than they were before, because let's say you're just grinding for an hour, chances are you'll make more money grinding an hour than your nodes will make in an entire week. So there's that. Over here we have more timbers, and I used to have this full connected to Calpheon when I was doing trading, and then I used to also have it full connected to Valencia, but I no longer do. So my power is flickering. Oops. If you see lights just go out, it's just my light bulb died. Don't mind me. So yeah, timber over here. Down here in Heidel, we have flax and pumpkin. I do use flax every now and then. Pumpkin, I'm not really sure. I think I used it at one point, but I mean, like, the price to the market is not that bad, so I just sell it. Over here we have more wheat and flax. Back in the day before the chicken nodes came out, people would craft or like make beer for your workers. That was the new item. So like beer instead of chicken meat is what people would use, but obviously chicken meat or grilled bird meat is the way to go nowadays. And down here I have all this connected. We have more timbers, and down here we have more timbers. I connected down to Duvencrune, mostly because this node right here was for pine sap, and pine sap in alchemy is very important. Pine timbers and planks are okay too, but I think this is a good node to have, especially for all the people who are now pushing guru alchemy just for the light stones and artifact things these days. So pine sap is something you will use in a lot of recipes. It is a kind of expensive node, to be honest. Connecting this one is like 3 + 5 for the node. It's like 8 whole points just to get a pine node, and it's like, it's not high priority. You're better off just go like gathering it yourself if you really need it. Then Tashira Ruins, we have Bracken. I don't actually use it, but Bracken at one point is like, it does sell for a lot. It's just you don't get a lot of them. They sell for quite a bit though. So I figured at some point I'll probably need them. Also, because my Tashira Ruins node was level 10, because I was going for the infinite mana potion at one point. And as you guys know, node does not mean anything. I still went full 100 pity pieces to get the Tashira thing. And so yeah, then we have that. We have all this connected. I used to have the Blood Wolves node at 10, but I took it out because there's literally just didn't need it. It was a dead node after I got my potion piece. We have Garmoth connected all the way up to the lumber camp because I needed fur sap, and this one's for alchemy. I don't think it's really important if you don't need alchemy, so just keep that in mind. It's not really high priority node. I just personally need it, and I'm too lazy to gather. Gervish Mountains, we have more bracken, so we have 2 bracken nodes over here. So I think that's all for Duvencrune. We kind of went out of order because I just decided to go that way. But anyway, so we went over Olvia, Velia, Heidel. Let's go to Calpheon because this one changed up a little bit since last video. So we have some nodes over here. Timber node. This one is an excavation. We use it for Trace of Forest in battle. Trace of Forest is what you would use if you were looking for the Cup of Lonely Cloud thingy for your necklace, I believe. And so you need 100 of them. Honestly, you don't need the node. It's better off if you need it, just buy 100 off the market. That they sit. And Trace of Battle. I don't remember what I used it for, to be honest, but I like the trace nodes because you never know when they might introduce something to the game and be like, here, you need all these traces, and it's like, oh, I'm glad I have them now. Wheat plantation, we have wheat and barley, kind of an old node because as you guys can see, we have a lot of wheat and barley. Oh yeah, this is our prize. We have over 800,000 birch timber. Yeah, that's how long the node's been going on for. Then over here we have tin ore. I don't think you actually need tin. And then more birch. I think we had a lot of birch nodes going on back in the day. But yeah, so tin ore, lead ore. Don't think we're ever going to use it unless they introduce something to the game. We also, yeah, I think that's Calpheon. We used to have debris tree ruins for more birch, but then I was like, do I need it really? That's one contribution plus another. I don't need birch. I have literal millions of it. Keplin used to be more populated, so what I did for Keplin, right now I have coal going. What I used to do is have this connected with the farm, quarry, and canyon, and those used to give some other goodies, I think. So we no longer need them, but that's what I used to have in my old videos. Going down here into Trent, we have just 3 of these nodes. Cedar sap is something I need. I don't need the timber. Unfortunately, you just need these connected to get to it. I wonder if it's cheaper. Can you connect bear alone? I don't know. If we can, we might just have to mess with some CP connections. I guess we can find out right now. Don't think you can withdraw from there. Basically, if you're a new player and you're looking all this and like, what is node connection? It's actually kind of tedious, to be honest. It's really all for the sake of trade routes. But ultimately, like, if they just got rid of all the connections and you could just invest in nodes freely, it's 2022. I think that would be such a better system, but basically, the reason why they have the system is if you're doing trading, you have to have nodes connected in lines from town to town. And then if you have them connected, you would get more like money for sales in trading. It's kind of a dead system unless they fix it. Okay. Basically, we can't. So anyway, we have more timber nodes and cedar here. Let's go into the ocean. These kind of nodes out in the ocean are like 6 hours each, so it's like you kind of just put them there and then forget they exist. So a lot of these are just dried seafood that you get for cooking. So in my Portaferia, this is basically, it's been going on for literal years, and you get dried fish. So yeah, we have 80,000 of these. If I ever decided I wanted to go mass cooking one day, there we go. So yeah, these nodes have been going on for years. They're not really that expensive. They're just long investment times. There's like 4 to 6 hours, I believe, per cycle. I used to have the Star's End node connected because at Star's End you could get an excavation for massive pure magics. Back in the day when black stars were rare, I mean, like, they're still like best in slot items right now, but when you actually needed massive pure magics, you can get them. There's a few nodes nowadays, and I don't need them anymore, so I took out the nodes. It's actually kind of costly. From connecting it from Grana to Star's End was probably like 20 something points, I think. Either, yeah, it was basically, it's expensive. So all we have now is Toothfairy Forest. We have Chase of Forest going on here. The reason why I didn't really want to get rid of the node itself was mostly because Toothfairy Forest is a place you grind if you want the infinite health potion piece. You grind Renaros, and yeah, so my node was level 9, so I just kind of wanted to keep it. But other than that, Kama is kind of a dead place for nodes. Then we have Adraxia. Mountain of Division, we have a massive pure magic node. To be honest, I don't really need it, but I do. I think I have that mostly for the Trace of Violence, and is it worth it? No, I think I could probably get rid of it and not be concerned. So that would basically get rid of, that's probably at least like 10 points that I can invest into something else. But until I figure what I need in 10 points, I'll just keep it there. So what else do we have? We have a grape and potato one. I think this is for grapes because I use it for cooking. Narcion. Chicken meat and eggs are always valuable. You always need that one. And so we've gone over basically everything on the left side. What do we have in Altinova and Medaya? A lot of these are just ore and various irons and timbers. So I guess in Tariff we have cotton and a lot of ores going into Tariff. So I guess we could look at the node. We had a lot of sweet potatoes growing because I used them for cooking or something at one point, but then I forgot what I was doing and just kind of left a node there. Cotton wool is used for processing of some sort. A lot of timbers, white cedar timber, a lot of maple timber, and some various saps going on. And then we also had sky mushrooms going for quite a bit. I don't actually remember what I was using it for, but we just have it. Altinova is a lot of ores, so iron ore. We used to have the rough black crystals going for a while, mostly because back in the day, a lot of you guys is going to be like unrelatable content. So back maybe 4 or 5 years ago, people used to use the term Gruntle Factory. Is because you could mass produce Gruntle armor, and you needed a lot of black crystals and other stuff. And here we have Elder Tree Timber, literally 1.2 million just sitting there. Am I ever going to process it all? The answer is probably no. So 1.2 million Elder Tree Timber here. Elder Tree sap used to be a lot back in the day. It definitely fell off over time. But we also have zinc. A lot of processing ores and timbers here, basically. So yeah, that's a lot of elder tree timber. And you know what's funny? If I were to want to sell it on the market, I can only sell 10,000 at a time. So it's like, and they don't sell. So here's the thing. Let me just show you. It's because I'm pretty sure everyone else has it. Oh, actually, it does sell. But it's not worth me selling it. I would rather AFK process for the next 2 months processing elder tree timber just to get processing levels than sell it. So yeah, that's down there. And before in Sandgrain Bazaar, I used to have Pilgrim's Haven node connected for more iron ore and cactus, but then we stopped using that because it's kind of expensive. Over here in Kaposha and Farmland, what we used to have is the Tef nodes and Nutmeg going. So, but I actually used it for cooking a while ago. We made Valencia meals for a little bit, which I think is actually pretty good now. But the more people that do it, obviously, the less good it is. And then up here we have fig nodes. I used to have more fig nodes, but like the value is kind of decreased. And so I used to be able to sell fig nodes for like 5k a piece to the market. Nowadays it's like less than 1k because people caught on, and then it's like, here, every week you would just have 300 mil from this node alone. That is no longer how it works. So in Valencia, I used to have more nodes for Valencia meal stuff. No longer have that, so I don't have anything connected in here anymore. And that's basically it for all my nodes. I know the winter region is coming out in April, so nodes might shift around, but honestly, in terms of like track record, all the new zones that come out are kind of garbage for like node investment. They're very expensive, and usually they don't give you anything good. So like if you invest in nodes in like the newer regions, like Odalita, Kamasilvia, Duvencrune, it's because you need something there. It's not because you're investing in it for the money, which granted, most of the nodes in general these days, it's because you need it. So anyway, what I'm saying is you kind of have to know what you're doing to invest in it. And I'm thinking about taking out this massive pure magic one. I have 39 massive pure magics here. How much do we have in Duvencrune? Got another 78, so that's basically like 100. And then in Grana, we have another 15. Here's the fun part. Heidel, we have another 31. So that's like literally hundreds of clicks, right? And here in Velia, we have 1655. So basically, I never need a massive pure magic again, unless they do something special with it. Like at this rate, I already have a main hand Pen Black Star. We have a Tet one, and there is zero shot I raw tap Pen Black Stars, unless I actually, to be honest, I kind of thought about it, and sometimes I still do think about it. And it would always be a backup Black Star, so yeah. And then I know they're coming out with a Black Star offhand in the near future. I don't know how worth it Black Star would be, because like, let's be honest, we already know the reason why you get a Black Star is because you do a lot of grinding, PvE stuff, and you get monster damage. Now for the Kudum, it gives you a monster damage. Just like, I don't know how they're gonna balance it. So if you get a Black Star offhand in the future, I think what they're gonna be doing is combining like both the Kudum and Nuver, and like mixing stats together. So we're gonna have to look at that when it comes out to see, is it even worth getting a new one, and who knows. But oh crap, hold up, short quick break. We are almost done. I don't even know why I'm making steel, to be honest. Like, I just have a lot of iron ore, and then as we were talking about the coal before, I'm just kind of processing that because apparently that's pretty decent XP. So in case you guys were wondering, these are what my life skills look like. Lately I've been pushing gathering a little bit, closing in on Guru 10. Fishing, literally an AFK life skill to me. I don't think I've ever once active fished in this game. Hunting you could get from basically beginner 1 to master 1 in about 5 to 6 hours, assuming you did have, like, you did prepare in advance, like you have Monos, a Tet Monos clothes, a little bit of Monos jewelry, and yeah, assuming you had those already, you can really push yourself from beginner to like master in 5 to 6 hours. So yeah, there's that. Cooking, AFK activity, same with alchemy, same with processing, same with training. Trading is a dead life skill. After I got to master 2, I just stopped caring, and then here we are. Farming is a time-gated life skill, and honestly, after master 1, it's kind of irrelevant. I don't like after master 1, you don't even care about it. Sailing and bartering, I no longer do this on my main character. We have our tamer that we do our sailing on. So I can at least say I've tried every life skill up to professional. And I think, honestly, my favorite life skill, if I were to have to do something, is probably gathering. It's calming, and it's just like, I don't know, a lot of stuff. So yeah, basically that has been my node connection. I used to have a few more from connected to Ilia Island, connected all around to the top. And what we did is I mentioned this in one of my sailing Carrick guide videos. So basically why you need all of these nodes connected, for example, like all these workshops, is because you get the sail blueprints and the starlight powder. And so all of this is only really relevant if you have a Carrick already. So what you do is you get these blueprint sails, right? And you really only need 10. After 10, it's kind of just, unless you want to go for more Carricks, you don't need them. But mostly you want the starlight powder, and you use them to make the materials you use to upgrade your boat gear, or Carrick gear, I should say. So basically, Ilia Island 3, which we have connected, you connect this one and get the workshop, and this is how you make blue Carrick gear. And we have the Valor, so we have one piece already. I have the cannon, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, getting a blue Carrick gear is kind of tedious. It feels like the equivalent of hitting a pen, getting one piece, and then upgrading it is like the big slap in the face because it's actually awful. So you should never force it. But yeah, so you need a lot of materials here. I guess to go over like how you get it. The violent plywood, polish support, and wave residue. All of this stuff you get from grinding ocean crocodile thingies, saltwater crocodiles out here in the middle of actual nowhere. And you know, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't in the middle of nowhere. Just one. And two, in this area it's like permanently raining and dark, so it's like it's hard to see when you're grinding. So you guys can watch my old videos of me solo grinding. Ooh, someone just hit a pen crescent. Oh wait, that's a free one. But yeah, you guys can watch my videos of me saltwater crocodile solo grinding, and you're really there to get the materials and like all of this plywood. What is it? There was two other things that you needed. Oh yeah, you basically save up coins to get them. But anyway, that might be another goal in the future. But those have been my nodes. So I was curious to know what you guys have. mine are definitely not the most optimized. Over the years, they have actually shifted. So here's my workers. I obviously have not min-maxed them. I have a lot of human workers, or not human, like blue skilled tier. In theory, you want artisan everything, and the meta has shifted from before you would have wanted human workers because they bring the extra RNG, and sometimes you get like higher procs to your stuff. But nowadays, it's all about speed and money. So you want artisan goblins for everything pretty much. And then even after you get artisan goblins, you have to level them to 30. And then you have to like... These stats, they do matter depending on what you're doing. I have never once cared enough to like min-max all my workers. But I see artisan, I just get artisan and then put them on a node. Honestly, I don't think it's worth your time in 2022 unless they like do a revamp of all the nodes and make them better. You're better off just getting like an artisan goblin or a human. Some nodes may be different, but you're gonna have to figure that out yourself. I don't know. What do you need? So basically, artisan goblins go back and forth the fastest. Human workers have a chance of like better procking, so you can get more materials. And the giants are the slower, but they bring back more at one time. So ultimately, back in the day, it used to be humans. Now is goblins. And does it really matter? No. If you see an artisan from the vendor, just buy it. That's all that matters. Yeah, that's about it. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.